Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pit Road Selection Show. I'm your host, Jonathan Merryman with NASCAR.com. Joining me is my buddy, Dion Rocko Williams. Rocko, Road America. The Cup Series hasn't been here since the 50s, so basically we haven't been here at all where anybody can remember. So some unique aspects to this pit road. It's uphill. The boxes are slanted. We're pitting on the opposite side of the car, so the fueler and the pit crew and everything is going to be backwards. So with all that taken into consideration, what's pit road going to be like on Sunday when we start pitting these Cup cars here for the first time in forever?
Teams that are best prepared to handling this will be the ones that you see performing well. Pit road is slanted. It's slightly smaller than most of the tracks we go to, not to mention it comes uphill and downhill. There are two distinctive ways to pit a car backwards, the fast way and the other way. The fast way, I think, is jumping out with the jackman, allowing him to post, staying out of his way, and then proceeding to the front, then coming back around to the rear and going to the right side. The other way is jumping out with the front changer, dropping the tire off behind the front changer, then allowing the jackman to grab his own tire, then the carrier comes around to the front. So it all depends on your personnel and what your guys feel comfortable in doing. But you will see two different ways in pitting backwards pit stops. Which one is faster? We'll find out when we get there.
All right, so Kyle Busch, Ben Bayshore, they have the first pick. They are not the Busch pole winners because we are qualifying this weekend, but nevertheless, let's go out to Kip Childress and see where the 18 will pick their pit stall for Sunday.
All right, good morning, everyone. We'll get set for pit selection for Sunday's race at Road America, and we'll start with car number 18.
Pit stall 1, please.
All right, 18 takes 1.
All right, Rocco, no surprise. Number one guy picking is going to pick the number one pit stall. It seems like as we look at pit road as a whole, you know, the same thing plays true. The caps of pit road on and off, they tend to go first.
Yes, they go first because you want to avoid the chaos in the middle of pit road. You want to get in your box and let everybody get by you, and you want to come out smoothly. At the same time, let me explain why the 18 might not have a clean day as the 22 in picking the ends, for the simple fact that the 2-car in the Todd Gordon influence picking that second box. We'll call it the bully box. Right there behind the first box, if they're racing each other, he will have to come around that 2 box. So the 18 car will have to be on their P's and Q's. And the choreography that they use is the tire carrier jumping with the jackman. So that should eliminate some of the cluster running around the back, just in case the number 2 is in his box. Space will be premium in these small boxes, not to mention you have drivers getting familiar with having to learn how to come in their boxes, hitting their points, hitting that sign on a different side of the car, not to mention the fueler as well, having to get that car full and stay plugged in. Fuel will be important, not to mention where you picked on pit road is very important as well. And the first box is not always the best box when you have a competitor you're racing with pitted right behind you.
All right, Rocco, as we look at pit road, a full map here, you got to think a hot spot's going to be between pit stalls 6, 7, 8, and 9. A lot of good cars wedged in there. So what are we thinking about that group?
That group will be running around each other all day. Pit boxes 6 through 9, you have the 5 to 23 to 33 and 11. The 5 car, we already know he has the opening going out, but the 33 car, Austin Cindric, runs very well here. We saw what he did at Coda. We know he's going to be strong here. The 11 car will run well. He has an opening behind him. Those spots is going to be action on pit road. Those are very well choreographed teams, but those guys will be fun to watch all race. Behind the wall personnel will be very key in that area, getting those tires back, making sure they don't bounce around and get in the other box, so you have to come back down pit road.
All right, let's jump into winners and losers real quick. I'll give you mine, and you can kind of grade me here. My winner's going to be Ryan Blaney. I think he's a little underrated on the road courses, pretty consistent. He's going to have a clean in. I assume he's going to have a clean out there in pit box 4. My loser's going to be Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and just because he's going to have to come around the 22, and whether that 99 is going to be in there before him or not, I think he's going to have limited space to play with back there on the other end of pit road. So what do you have?
My winner is going to be the number 20 in Christopher Bell. He picked 23rd, and he made out with a very good box. He has the 00 and the 51. He's sandwiched in between, and he should not be around them all day. So he should have a clean in and out, not to mention he's in the middle of pit road. So with all that chaos going on, it would be good to have an in and out. My loser on pit road, former race winner here, Michael McDowell, he had a pick, and he's going to be sandwiched in between the 21 and the 43. And we know those cars run decent compared to him. So therefore, he might have issues coming on pit road, and around those cars are getting blocked in, not to mention tire management as well. Some of these teams do not have the choreography in place or the practice to manage these backward stops like the front runners do. You're going to have to get backward stops buttoned up. It's going to be chaotic.
All right, we'll love to see that on the racetrack, and you can see it Sunday at 3 p.m. on NBC. We're racing at Road America.